He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my attempt to review Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 1. So I have watched all the seasons. I'm not trying to review a show that I haven't watched. I've been watching from Season 1. I hate the same people y'all hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy Joffrey's dead. I'm happy that Ramsay dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm still pissed off that Ned is dead. The Red Wedding, you know what I'm saying, still pissed me off to this day. I have watched from the beginning. Okay, and I cannot wait for Season 8 to start. Season 8 comes on April 14th. April 14th, Sunday. I can't wait. And I want to review the last season because it's the last season. But to prepare to do that, I feel like let me review Season 7 because so much happens on Game of Thrones and it's always a lot. So look, this review is not for you in-depth Game of Thrones who listen to every little thing. And look, I'm trying to be funny and review it, so don't be like, oh my god, you skipped this little part. That ain't what you're here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna review it and stuff, and we're gonna see, you know what I'm saying, if it's worth reviewing, okay? If it's worth reviewing. So, Season 7, you know what I'm saying? We start off, we see, you know what I'm saying, little Frey or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, Arya killed his ass at the end of last season. I'm like, okay, so what's happened? We see Arya out here being no one, okay? And, you know what I'm saying, the House of Frey is all together. They all gathered together as one, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I brought all y'all here. I know y'all wondering, you know what I'm saying, why I brought y'all all here together, you know what I'm saying, after one, within one fortnight, because usually, you know what I'm saying, I don't bring people together for food and wine, you know what I'm saying, this often, you know what I'm saying, but I brought the really good wine, you know what I'm saying. He like, yeah, give them all some wine, so they all drinking the wine or whatever. He like, this is a toast, you know what I'm saying, to the people who took down my enemies, y'all killed the Starks, you know what I'm saying, murdered the mama, the son, the pregnant wife, you know what I'm saying, slit the mama throat, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. You killed them dead, okay? Killed them dead, okay? But you did not kill them all. And as he's talking, you know what I'm saying, the one little slave girl go drink. I'm not wasting wine on the girl. Don't drink that. I'm like, oh, okay. And we notice he don't drink either. And as he's talking, like, y'all didn't get them all. You got to get them from the root. Okay? And then I'm like, come on, Arya, kill that gas, kill that gas. And so, of course, she takes off the mask. And it is Arya Stark who has came to get revenge, okay? Because we know she was no one to become anyone. So she can get to someone's, okay? To get them murdered and dead. And I'm like, okay, I love it, love it, love it. And the girl looking like in shock, okay? In a whole shock. Because Arya have now took out the whole House of Frey, okay? Took them all out like a boss, okay? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, sometimes you have to poison people in that day and time. God is poison, you know what I'm saying? And she tells the one girl who's left, tell them, of this day, tell them the North remembers and winter came for the House of Frey. I say, girl. And then she walked away, okay? And when she walked away, how did she walk away? Over all the dead bodies, okay? And she walked out because a girl is no one. I'm like, you know what? It's a reason I loved her. Now we know, you know what I'm saying, the House of Frey, they killed her mama, her brother, the brother's wife at the Red Wedding. I was so mad, because I did not start watching Game of Thrones from Season 1. I got into it around Season 4, at the end of Season 4. It was after the red wedding, and no, I was mad. I'm like, why didn't nobody warn me about the red wedding? No, I was so upset when it was Armor, because again, I haven't read the books either. So I mean, I'm so happy that she finally got her revenge for that. You know, we do know that she used the servant's girl's face at the end of season 6 to feed Frey his sons. Killed the sons, cut them up, cooked them into food or whatever, and served it to them in pie, and then slit his throat. Okay, I say go ahead. Arya that deal. Arya, she is that. She is amazing. Now we do later on see her. She's in the woods on her way to kill Cersei's ass. And she went to some soldiers or whatever. It was a cute little scene. They offered her some raccoon. They gave a little bit of wine. They were sitting there chit-chatting or whatever. Ed Sheeran was there. I didn't like that scene. I was like, it was some bullshit if you ask me. But when they say, you know, where you going? Whatever. Oh, I'm going to kill the queen. And they like, you know, silly. I'm like, she's so serious. So, you know what I'm saying? That was really all that we saw of Arya in this particular episode for episode 1. We do see, you know what I'm saying, you know, the dead, you know, they're coming. They have a whole giant, okay? It's thousands of them. As you see, there's a couple of giants. At least 3 that I can see with my eyes, okay? They're coming. They're on the way. The White Walkers are still coming. And I'm like, how they get some giants? Well, because they killed some giants. So that's just what happens. Anyway, you know, so we still have that to look forward to. We do see Bran. Bran gets to the wall. Him and Mira, and you know what I'm saying, at first she like, you know, I'm Mira, this is, you know what I'm saying, Brandon Stark or whatever, the brother to Jon Snow, you know, son of Ned Stark. And they like, you know, how do we know he's Ned Stark's son? Like, how do we know this to be true? And then when he says to the guy, you know what I'm saying, you know the dead coming. You didn't see the dead, I didn't see the dead coming, and we all have to be together. You know what I'm saying? They're coming for all of us. And because he knew about it, dude said, you know what? Come on in, have a seat. You know what I'm saying? It's cold. It's crazy because I remember when, you know, in season 1, when Bran was the little kid, running around, climbing up walls, catching Cersei and Jaime fucking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And now it's a whole, you know, 7 seasons later. I'm like, oh, I just, you know, things going so fast. So now he has made it to the wall, and that's an amazing thing. And then who do we see? Okay, Jon Snow. Jon Snow and Sansa are, of course, back home together at Winterfell. And, you know what I'm saying, they like, look, we know the dead are coming. We know shit is going to happen. And, you know, Jon is like, look, we have to make sure to mine dragonglass. We need dragonglass. The dragonglass is the only thing that we can, you know, use to kill these White Walkers. And I know that because I've seen things, and you need to believe me, okay? Because I know of what I speak. And for the main part, you know, they were saying that, you know, they bring up how they also need to teach people to fight, you know, and they like, oh, well, the men, he like, no, we can't do this with, you know, just half of the population. We need all women, men, and women. We're going to train women. And the little girl who name I can't remember, she's the lord of her own house. What was her name? Damn it. I'll think about it because she's in a couple other scenes. Well, no, she was in season 6 because she helped them fight. Anyway, strong little girl or whatever. She's like, I'm just as much as, you know, a part of the y'all is. I'm going to fight too. I'm going to train my men and my women, girls and the boys to fight, you know what I'm saying, for the North. I said, come on now, girl. And then it went from that to, you know, there are a couple of houses who Sansa feel like they should take their houses from them because the fathers of that house was fighting for Ramsay Bolton against them. And you know, Jon feels like, you know, I don't want to take the homes, the families who've owned them homes for centuries based on, you know what I'm saying, what their daddies did or whatever. I don't want to do that. And in front of everyone, Sansa's kind of question his leadership and question what he says he wants to do. And you can see Jon like, Sansa, I need you to hush up now, girl. I need you to hush up. And they kind of go back and forth a little bit. And he say, you know what? My decision is final. Okay, it's my decision alone. My decision. Basically, hush it. Like, look, I'm not going to punish the sons for the sins of the father, and that's final now. It's final. hush it up, okay? And she kind of get quiet or whatever. You can see that she's kind of just, you know what I'm saying, aggravated about it because she always has felt like people didn't listen to her. But I'm still mad at Sansa because I still feel like it's her fault that Ned is dead because she was chasing behind Joffrey's little ass, and he's a little pipsqueak, and I'm glad he's dead too. But yeah, so I still feel like she be making decisions that she think is right, and it's not always right because she thinks she knows best, and sometimes has don't. Anyway, he just says, like, look, you know what I'm saying? We not going to take their homes away or whatever. And that's what it is. He then says how, you know, the North needs to band together. And you know what I'm saying? The kids of the Umbers and the Karstarks, you know, are with them now. And he asked them to pledge their loyalty to House Stark. And there was a son and a daughter, you know, of each family. And he asked them to pledge their loyalty to House Stark. And they say, you know, we do, you know, now and always. I'm like, okay. And Sansa looking like, this is some bullshit. We let them keep their house. It's some bullshit. Sansa, shut up. Be quiet right now. You the reason that your dad was, girl, I'm still mad at her. I'm still mad at her. Okay, because all that time, Joffrey. And Joffrey was a whole asshole. Oh, heifer. Anyway. So, you know, then her and John talk a little bit later. They're walking through the grounds or whatever. And he's telling her, like, you know, you can't be questioning my decisions. You cannot be doing that in front of people because it's going to undermine my authority. Okay, my authority. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? He feels like you are my sister, but I'm the king now. You know, so you can't do that. And she's like, oh, so I can't question you now. He's like, no, you know, I'm not saying that. But his thing is, you can't do that in the midst of me giving my decision. You can't then question my decision because it will create dissension within the ranks to make people feel like, oh, if I don't agree with him, I can agree with Sansa, and it's a whole mutiny, and we ain't got now no more mutinies, okay? It's been enough of the bullshit as mutinies. Don't want to do it. Anyway, you know, she then said, oh, well, Joffrey didn't like anyone questioning him. Joffrey didn't, you know, listen to anyone else. Oh, so now I'm Joffrey. You think I'm like him? No, you're the furthest thing from it. Then don't say that, girl. Then don't say that. Oh, this gets on my nerves sometimes. Anyway, you know, she like, look, you are very good at this. You're good at ruling. You know what I'm saying? They respect you, and that's a great thing. I just want you to be smarter than Father and Rob because they're both dead, okay? But John is smart. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're both dead. I'm like, true, but John had died and he came back. So, it is what it is. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? He like, oh, so do you feel like me being smarter would be me? I have to listen to you. And she's like, you know, will that be so bad? And I think what she's confused about is it's one thing for her to want him to listen to her. It's something else for you to question his decisions on the floor of decision making. Like, you should have had a conversation with him maybe after the fact. Like, just don't do it in front of people. Just don't do that. Anyway, as they walking and talking, a raven comes. Okay, and who was it from? Cersei's crazy ass. That crazy lady out there. Okay, now basically she's sending them a letter asking them to come to her, meet with her, bend the knee, you know what I'm saying, and kind of claim her to be the queen of it all. And we don't like Cersei. Her ass is crazy. And you know what I'm saying, because Sansa knows her, kind of knows how she works. She like, look, bottom line, if you not her ally, she feels that you're her enemy, and she would not stop until she destroys your ass. And for him, he like, I'm not even worried about her right now because I'm worried about these White Walkers, okay? And she feel like we have a whole, wall, the wall, the strong wall. We have a whole wall between us and the Walkers, but there's nothing between us and Cersei. He like, you wouldn't say that if you saw what I saw. Okay, you have to see it to believe it, okay? And again, he like, I don't know about that. So, that's the last we see of them, basically. Okay, we do see Cersei. Cersei at the house, chilling or whatever. She's up there chilling, talking to her brother. Now, it's still weird for me because Cersei and Jaime are lovers, okay? They didn't have children together, even though they are blood brother and sister. It's been a whole incestuous situation, relationship, as far as I can remember, okay? And now we know that she blew up everything, okay? The end of last season, she blew up everything, everybody, you know what I'm saying? All the people died. Her son, her last living son, said, Mama, you blew all this shit up. He then just jumped off the castle, and to his death, he committed suicide rather than be, in cahoots or on the side of his mother, because, he was also brainwashed by vagina, but, it is what it is. Anyway, she set them all ablaze with wildfire. And I'm like, girl, she crazy. And, she like, are you afraid of me now, brother? He's like, should I be? I mean, maybe because she crazy. I mean, she killed a lot of people. She killed a lot of people. And it's crazy. And so they just sit there chit-chatting and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And, she brings up how, our brother, the one who you love so much, Tyrion, he is not the hand of the queen, you know what I'm saying, Daenerys, the queen, the mother of dragons. And for her, she feels like Tyrion is a whole just traitor against them. I'm looking like, but y'all kind of said fuck him, mainly because y'all two was fucking. And I mean, he's not really a traitor. He just kind of made the best of his situation because, you know what I'm saying, he was a little person. Y'all ain't like him, and it was some bullshit. And I'm like, whatever. So, she like, he's with Daenerys or whatever, and, they kind of, they sailing back for her to take back her father's throne, and there's some bullshit, she brings up how we have enemies surrounding us, east, west, north, south, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, the Starks, Daenerys, Arya Sands, and her brood of bitches, Atlanta, and the old cunts. I say, old cunts, such words. Such words, Cersei. Cersei just nasty like that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? He like, look, people don't want to fight for the losing side. And from the outside looking in, we look like the losing side. Like everyone is against us. We need something. And, we don't have enough just power in this game right now to be fighting people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she feel like bullshit, okay? She's like, whoever wins this war can have a whole dynasty, you know what I'm saying? And our kids may be dead, okay? Our kids may be dead, but we are still here, you know what I'm saying? We are still Lannisters. We're the last Lannisters and we count, okay? So our kids may be ashes and dead and gone, but we are flesh and blood. I'm like, but you still, I mean, she is just crazy. I mean, she's a bad bitch. Don't get me wrong, Cersei's a bad bitch. She just that crazy bitch out there kind of person. And, you know what I'm saying, Jamie loves her, but he also feels like she nuts. And sometimes I have no idea what she wants to do. And I feel like she just got nuttier and nuttier and nuttier. And in his face, look at his face. He realized she get nuttier as I'm talking to her. Like, what is she talking about? That she wants to be out here, you know what I'm saying, with us being flesh and blood, taking on all these people, all these things, or whatnot, He's like, look, okay, I get that. I get that we are flesh and blood and our kids are gone. I get that. But we have not even talked about our son. I don't want to talk about that. Because, again, the daughter was murdered, poisoned. Joffrey was also poisoned and murdered. And then the third one, he killed himself. But I'm like, with a mother like that, what you think? Anyway. And, so he like, again, we need allies if we're going to win this, you know what I'm saying? If not, because we can't win this alone. And she's like, oh, brother, do you think I listen to father all the time and didn't learn anything? And he like, what you talking about? And what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Her ass didn't invite it. Euron Greyjoy. Lord Jesus. Now, Euron Greyjoy is, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, batshit crazy. And, he looks like a person who would, like, rob you, probably rape you. Like, he's a pirate. He's a whole pillage and plunder person, and we can't trust him. So, he's came from Iron Islands or whatever, and it's him and all his ships are coming. Because, she like, I know he's coming here for whatever. And, because Jamie, like, we can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? They are little, bitter, angry people. They can't fight or whatever. They murdered their former friends. Like, what would he even be here for? And she's like, he's here for a queen. That's what he wants. And sure enough, Euron get there, whatever. Like, yeah, my niece and my nephew tried to kill me. But I'm like, you killed their father. You killed your brother. You came from up out the sea, out the water, okay, and murdered your brother on that goddamn bridge. I say, bro, we can't trust you. And then you murdered your brother and then tried to murder your niece and nephew. Don't try to blame them for your shit, bro. Don't do that, okay? Anyway, he just brings up how, again, the same way your brother betrayed y'all, my niece and nephew betrayed me. So we have something in common, okay? People betrayed us. No, it's a whole lie, whatever. Jamie, like, you created the rebellion back then or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? You created a rebellion. You were defeated too. He like, yeah, I remember they would talk about you, how you were so good, and I saw you in action, and it was glorious. You were just chopping down Greyjoys left and right. He like, but those were your people, you know. He like, I know, and if you hadn't came there and done that, it was too many of them, for one. And had I not started that rebellion, I would not have been exiled, and I was sent into exile, and now I am the greatest captain of the 14 seas. I say, but you look like a raper. Okay, a cute one, but I mean, you just don't look like you can be trusted back in them days, and I wouldn't want it or whatever. So, seriously, like, okay, bruh, what you want to talk about? What's gonna happen? He like, look, I'm saying, with my Iron Fleet, you would own the seas, okay? You can do whatever you want to do, whatever. You need me, okay? And all I want to return is to marry you, okay? And she's like, well, what else do you have to offer? He says, I have 1,000 ships and 2 good hands, which made Jamie mad. Why? Because Jamie got 1 good hand and then the golden hand or whatever. And I'm like, which means I know you're fucking your brother. Okay, and I have 2 good hands, so you should be with me. And Jamie he didn't like it. He looks pissed off or whatever. And Cersei's like, look, you murdered your brother, so how can I trust you? He's like, look, I know I have to earn your trust, and I won't come back until I do. And then he walks off and leaves off. He's gone. I'm like, he just team too much. He is team. I don't like him, and I can't wait to see what. I just don't like him. He gets on my nerve. He just looks like a rapist, and I don't like that. We took a quick little scene with Sansa, Laura Baelish all in her ear, like, Sansa, why aren't you happy, Sansa? You know what I'm saying? What would it take to make you happy? And I'm like, he is so child molested. It's just nasty. And she's like, you know what? I'm home with my family. I'm protected by Bran, and I'm good. What I really want is some peace and quiet, okay? Leave me be now. Leave me be. And so he walks away once Bran come up, and she's like, why is he still here? You know he wants something. And Sansa's like, I know what he wants. She do. He want her because she looked like her mama who he was in love with, okay? And you can't have her, okay? Anyway, we do see the Hound. The Hound is still with the Brotherhood or whatever. I didn't get any pictures of the Brotherhood, but, he is there. They are, at this cabin, this little farmhouse, wherever they get to. It's abandoned. And the Hound had been to that house before, and he had, like, left the father and the daughter, like, destitute, like, broke with no money, no nothing, took everything, and left them there to kind of just fend for themselves. And so now that him and the Brotherhood are back, they're just looking for shelter. He see the father and the daughter they're dead, okay? And the dude, one of the guys with them, say, yeah, it looks like the father, like, killed the daughter so that she wouldn't suffer, and then, he died too. Just sad. And the Hound realized, damn, I left them here, destitute. So this is basically almost my fault too. The Hound is different than who he used to be, since he kind of been, brought back to, a whole different life or whatever. So, they sitting around chit-chatting or whatever, and I can't pronounce the dude's name, so I'm going to say guy 1, guy 2, whatever. So, the guy like, look, I don't know why I keep being resurrected. I don't know why the Lord that we serve, the Lord of Light, keeps bringing me back or whatever. And but for some reason, he wants me alive. Now, the Hound saw Guy 2 bring Guy 1 back to life after he died. And he was like, oh, shit. Like, you really got resurrected. Oh, shit. So he feels just differently, whatever. So at that point in time, when the Hound like, why can't he just tell you what the fuck he wants? And he like, Guy 2 then says, jump over here real quick. Come over here and look in the fire. I don't want to, like, bruh, come over here and look in the fucking fire. He looks in the fire. He's like, what do you see? I see fucking fire. He's like, no, keep looking. What do you see? He's like, now we still see fire. He's like, I see ice. You know what I'm saying? I see ice. I see wall. I see a wall of ice. You know what I'm saying? I see where the wall meets the sea. I can see a castle. I can see a mountain. You know what I'm saying? I see the dead walking past. Thousands of dead walking. And so he's like, damn, how am I seeing this shit in the fire? And he then see, okay, so, man one keeps being resurrected. And then this is what I can do. I can help you see things. Like now you see kind of what the fuck is going on, okay? Even though he don't know, he's still like, you know what? It's some real shit happening or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's some real shit going on. And, he like, look, so do you believe it's not? We are all here for a reason. And so he like, fuck. And so he, is into it so much. Like, you know what? We then see him out back burying the father and the daughter's dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? He buries the bodies. One of the guys comes out like, what you know? He like, I'm burying the dead. I mean, I wouldn't want the dead in my house either. Because, I mean, if I'm seeing white walkers and them dead folk, I don't want them dead folk up here with me. I don't want that or whatever. I would have buried them too. Anyway. So he buries the bodies. He says, like, y'all didn't deserve this. Y'all deserve better. Mainly because his ass knew he was wrong for, basically causing their death or whatever. So we do see Sam. I didn't get a picture of Sam. Sam is at the little library place. I can't think of the name of it right now. He's at the big hall, okay? He wants to be a Grand Maester or whatever. And so he's basically there trying to get training for it. But we see all he doing is really putting books back, emptying shitty pots, emptying pissy pots, cleaning out shitty and pissy pots, giving people food that looks like shit, truth be told, or whatever. And, it's a repetitive thing. And then he keeps, as he's putting these books back, whatever, he keeps seeing this forbidden section of books that he, one, don't have a key to get over there or nothing. And two, he wants to see the books because he has seen the White Walkers and he feels like the information that he has, he can use it in some kind of way if he can just get to them good ass books. But when he talks to the Archmaester, like, hey, I want to know if I can, get to that section or whatever. He's like, no, you're not a Grand Maester. Yeah, you are, that's a restricted area. So no, even though I believe you, okay, because he know that Sam has seen the White Walkers. He know that for a fact and he believes them. But he like, I'm saying, you're not at that level yet. He brings up how, our job here is to record, here's you to write things down and to keep accurate information. And I'm saying, I remember back when, Targaryen was running around here with his dragons, I'm saying, come here and come in there. And everyone felt like, how will we survive? Like, how, what's going to happen or whatever. He's like, but we survived. The wall, the wall survived. So we not really worried about the White Walkers. But he don't get it. But we do know that Sam steals a key. Okay, he steals a key. And he snatches a few books around to, look through late at night or whatever. So we do see him and Gilly, his girlfriend and the baby, whatever, chilling or whatnot. And he's like flipping through a restricted book. And he finds a map. And the map is to a mountain. And the mountain has tons of dragon glass. He knows is what Jon Snow needs to fight the White Walkers. So he has to write a note, send a raven to Jon to let Jon know where he needs to go to get dragon glass to fight this fight. Now we do see Sam is now walking through the halls or whatever, collecting, the little buckets of food, put, whatever. And as he goes to grab one bucket, someone's hand reaches out, okay? It reaches out to him. And he, of course, jumps back because the people in those rooms are basically turned to stone. It's what it is. And you hear a voice say, has she come yet? And he's like, has who come? The Dragon Queen, Daenerys. He's like, no, I have no word. And we realize it's Jorah. I'm like, oh, he's alive. Yay! Because even though he set her up for some bullshit before, he was a whole little spy, was supposed to, on the bullshit or whatever, she sent them away. She also sent them away to say, hey, find the cure and come back, okay? Find the cure, come back to me. It will be good. So I'm like, okay, he there. And I know what's going to happen because I've already watched the whole season 7. But again, this is me doing episode by episode. So, you know what I'm saying? And his arm's kind of almost full of stone or whatever. And then we see the mother of dragons on her boats, riding up to the shore almost home, okay? And she has not been home in forever, okay? In forever, ever. And we see Tyrion by her side, of course, as her hands. And, you know what I'm saying, she's coming home. We see the 3 dragons flying around, too. It was a beautiful scene. There wasn't much talking. You know, they got ashore. She kind of walked by herself when everyone kind of walked behind her. They gave her space to do her own thing and to get a feel for being home, which I think was a great thing. And then she, you know, took in the island, like, you know, touching the sand, looking around, slowly walking up to the castle, being in the castle, walking through the hall, slowly ripping down banners of other people, excuse me, who don't matter. You know, going into the throne room, seeing the throne. It's been an overwhelming moment. Even they want to follow her, and homegirl behind her, name I can't think of right now, was like, you know, kind of stopped, like, no, you know, let her do this on her own. And she kind of walks through. She was just taking it all in. And she then goes into the war room, you know, and Tyrion comes in with her, whatever, and she just easily says, "Shall we begin?" And then it goes off. So again, I'm very excited, you know what I'm saying, to see season 8. Again, I'm trying to just review season 7 so I can get used to one saying their names properly, you know, remembering characters and all that stuff. Even though I remember them, but, you know, I mean, some of these names I'm gonna fuck up, and it's okay. I'm gonna make up some names, but y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just, you know, so hopefully y'all like this. I'm gonna see what kind of, you know, review I get from people. Like, you are horrible. You missed everything. But, you know, it's a tester, so I hope you guys enjoy. Please comment below and tell me how I did. Okay, as a Game of Thrones watcher, anyway. I will be back tomorrow with more reviews. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Peace.
He's like love, 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 and you.